How to grow pitcher plants. Pitcher plants are carnivorous plants able to use their tube-shaped leaves to trap and digest insects. The insects are drawn in by a sweet nectar and visual lures. The inside of the tube is often too slippery for the insect to climb out. When the insects fall into the pool of water on the inside, the insects are digested by enzymes or bacteria. The reason these plants formed this method of seeking nutrition is because their native soils lack minerals or are very acidic, and this method enables the plants to compensate by getting nutrients from insects. It's possible to grow these fascinating plants at home. Just follow the steps. 1. Research the requirements of each species. Carnivorous pitcher plants can be found all over the world, so the requirements to grow them vary according to the region from which they are sourced. Read a few quality books on the subject to give you a solid understanding of the plants and their needs. A brief overview of the different types of pitcher plants follows. Nepenthes, tropical pitcher plants. Monkey cups. There are about 120 species in the Nepenthes genus, and they grow in the Old World tropics, mostly in the Malay archipelago. Most of these species will require high humidity, lots of water, and moderate to high light levels similar to orchids. These are not ideal beginner plants. Sarraceniaceae. This family of pitcher plants grow in the New World and can be broken down into 3 genera groups of species. Sarracenia. All of these species grow in North America. They require a distinct summer and winter, strong, direct sunlight, and lots of water. Darlingtonia. These species are limited to Oregon and Northern California and are difficult. 2. Obtain the plants. Once you've decided which species you're best prepared to grow, start looking for a source. Your best bet is to find a reputable greenhouse and purchase a healthy pitcher plant from there. Ask the assistants for additional tips on growing that particular species. It's also possible to order pitcher plants online, but they can get damaged and die during shipping. Although it's possible to grow pitcher plants from seeds or cuttings, this is not advised for beginners. 3. Place the plant in a sunny location receiving at least 6 hours of direct sunlight. Ideal temperatures range between 60 F to 85 F, 15.5 Vic to 29.6 IC. The beautiful coloring of the pitcher plant will be much more intense if the plant receives at least a couple hours of bright, full sunlight each day, but will also grow reasonably well in partial shade. Most people grow pitcher plants in a greenhouse environment or in a terrarium. You can make an inexpensive version using a saucer and a soda ball. Cut off the top of the bottle and place upside down over the plant on a saucer. 5. The garden will only be suitable where it replicates the exact environment where pitcher plants grow naturally. Inadequate lighting is a common cause of killing pitcher plants in the homegrown environment. If you don't have a greenhouse or humid, sunny space for the plants, consider using artificial lighting. Illuminating with several cool or warm white fluorescent bulbs placed 12 inches 30 centimeters from the plant will assist. 6-7. You can also purchase RGB lights and use the blue spectrum to create an optimal growing environment. 8. Only place hardier pitcher plants in a windowsill, and even then, only if you have adequate sunshine and humidity. While bathrooms are wonderfully humid, their windows are usually too dark to provide the amount of light required by the pitcher plant. 9. Hardier pitcher plants include sundews, bladderworts, and butterworts. A Venus flytrap probably won't like being situated on a windowsill. 10. Air conditioning makes the room too dry for pitcher plants. 4. Situate the plant appropriately. Fill the cups about 1/2, 3/4 inch 1.2 centimeters to 1.9 centimeters full of water to keep the inside moist. During travel, the fluid already present in the cup sometimes falls out, and if the cups dry out, the plant could die. 5. Provide good drainage soil. A good soil is one composed of a 1-to-1 mixture of peat moss and perlite or combined sphagnum moss, charcoal and orchid bark. The type of soil and the ratios, however, should be researched very carefully for the type of pitcher plant you have. If your pitcher plant doesn't like the soil, it won't thrive and will die. Don't use potting mix or fertilizers. Pitcher plants are prime for poor soil, and rich soil will be an overload. 6. Keep the soil very wet during the growing season, from May through October. A drain pot should sit in 1 inch to 0.5 centimeters of standing water. Don't let the plants dry out completely. 11. Make sure the water you use is either rainwater or distilled, with low levels of salts. Aerating the water before watering the plant can help the plant grow. To aerate the water, fill a container half full with water, seal it, and shake it vigorously. 7. Keep the habitat humid. Pitcher plants can tolerate low humidity, but they usually stop making pitchers if the humidity is inadequate. About 35% humidity is fine for the plants. Greenhouses and terrariums can provide the needed humidity, but be sure to provide the proper ventilation so the air does not overheat or become stagnant. 8. Feed the plant. If the pitcher plants are growing somewhere without access to insects for an extended period of time, you can add a few small insects, such as a fly or a cockroach, to a mature plant. However, this is usually not needed. Many types benefit from adding a small amount of a balanced soluble fertilizer to the pitcher, for example muracid mixed 1/8 teaspoon per quart of water. 12. Add this solution only to the pitchers until they are 3/4 filled. 9. Maintain the pitcher plant's well-being. Besides watering, humidity, and feeding, keeping the pitcher plant in good shape requires that you ensure it has room to grow and is protected. Clip off all the dead leaves with scissors when the winter dormant period begins. Their dormant period varies by species, but is normally about 3 to 5 months during the winter. During this time, they should be kept cool and drier than normal.